making on the Roberts one was that he perhaps might not be morally or ethically right. He perhaps could have gone to ground, and would he have got the penalty then?
But you shouldn't have to go to ground to get a penalty. The rules say you can't pull someone, you can't drag someone. No, you shouldn't have to go to ground. If you're honest, do you get penalised for being honest in the game? I mean, why have they got six? Why have they got six officials? The referee wasn't in a great position, but the guy behind the goal was very close to it. I don't know whether the linesman was at the far end of the pitch on that side, but the fella behind the goal should have spotted it. For me,
they're only there for the expenses, though.
Sorry, did I pass the exam?
Yeah, no, if he does go over, I think it's a penalty. I think he's given the penalty. It's almost if now you have to, the referees make the decision. I don't necessarily agree with it, but that's the way it's going. You have to make the referees and the officials make the decisions for you.
Nice guys finish last.
Look, we were sitting here, Kevin, me and you watching it, and we went straight away. It's a penalty.
Yeah.
And from, like Brian says, why should he have to go down? Even, is there enough force? Is there enough of the pull there to make him go down anyway? I just think he's going, look, it's a penalty. His arms are away from the ball. He's holding him.
Be completely honest now. Say one of your players at the weekend, and that happens to him. Do you think he should have gone down there, or what would you say to him?
Probably, yeah. If I don't get the penalty, well, why didn't you go down?
Yeah, you might say that, but you don't really mean it.
It's not the player's fault.
Your instinct in the game as a manager is, everyone. You expect everyone to play fairly. It annoys you. It annoys you. Hold on. It annoys you when people cheat in the game. If you're an honest manager, I was surprised at Pochettino the other day coming out and saying that when he was in Argentina. I wasn't surprised at what he said. I was surprised at how he said it, that they used to practice cheating in the game. And I'm going, did they seriously? And is he kind of looking at some of his own players saying they don't cheat enough now? It was a dispute over whether Dele Alli was a penalty on Saturday or not. And he was kind of saying, well, it wasn't so bad. He did what he had to do to get a penalty. Managers shouldn't have that attitude. Managers should be honest and say, I don't like my players to cheat. I don't want my players diving.
People might say that's a naive attitude, though.
No, but even if Patrick Roberts had gone down tonight, it's still a penalty. So, if he goes down, does that make it more of a penalty? No, not really, because he's been pulled back, whether he goes down or not, or he goes, come on, ref. It's so blatant that the referee, the guy behind the line, should have went, you don't see a more blatant penalty than that. Clichy has no intention of doing anything other than pull Patrick Roberts back, and it's in the box.
As long as we're not in a position to review decisions like we have in other sports, that's fine. We're not at that stage yet where that can actually be a manager can review it. If we're not at that stage, which we're not,
like the American football team, where you throw
in any sport, in any sport, you can see it's a blatant foul. You can go back, but we're not at that stage, so we know we're not at that stage. But while we're not at that stage, a player in that position there. As much as I've said myself, I don't necessarily agree with that, but the referees can't see it. Do the referees know the game in that position? Do they know that that's a foul? Can they blatantly see it? Unless a player is throwing himself over, then he isn't going to get a penalty. That's the point of the matter. That is a point. And you say,
if that's reviewed by the referees, the inspectors, and say you missed that. That was a blatant.